We're not even mad because God stole something from us. We're mad because God gave something to somebody else, and we feel like anything he gave someone else is something that he robbed from me, and that's not true. God's blessings in someone else's life are not God's curses upon mine. Comparison kills contentment. Every single time in our lives, comparison kills contentment. And you guys, I think it's important for us to understand that comparison is a particularly insidious poison, because it's not something that can only affect our future. It's something that can actually seep from our present back into our past by changing the flavor of the way we remember what happened. Like, even if we were excited and joyful in the moment, we can read back the story of our blessings as stories of injustice, because now we know what somebody else got. Like, comparison turns gifts into grumbling. It does. It turns gratitude into grumbling. The things that we were thankful for become the things that we are angry about after we see what somebody else got. Comparison turns gratitude into grumbling. We're not even mad because God stole something from us. We're mad because God gave something to somebody else, and we feel like anything he gave someone else is something that he robbed from me, and that's not true. God's blessings in someone else's life are not God's curses upon mine. And we got to stop thinking that way. Because again, if the farmer had given the guys who worked less, they would have been short. If he gave them what they had earned and what they deserved, they wouldn't have had enough. And so he generously gave them enough, even though they didn't earn it. And that's the kingdom of God. Making sure everyone has enough because he loves them is what God is like. And that's a totally different economy than the economy we're used to. It's one built on mercy and not on merit. God's grace, given freely to us, is enough. It's exactly and perfectly what we need, and that's why he gives it to us. But I think sometimes, at least if your heart is anything like my dirty, black, sinful heart, it doesn't feel like enough. Or maybe it feels like enough in like a eternal salvific sense, but it doesn't feel like enough in like the terms of what I'm doing today. I kind of want grace plus. Like, okay, God, I'm doing the work, and I'm following you, and I'm trying really hard to get it right and to be a good dad and to be a good pastor and all this stuff. Can I please get grace plus? Like, grace plus everything else that I want and everything else that I need and everything else that I feel like you probably owe me for who I am and for what I'm doing. And I get really bitter when someone else is getting it and I'm not getting it. And it's toxic, right? Because we're not even mad. We're not even giving God the stink eye because he's hoarding blessings. We're not mad that he's cheap. We're mad that he's generous. It's not that he's like keeping things away from us and we're not getting what we need. It's that he's giving things to other people and we want what they have. We want what we have and what they have. And we're just like, but the problem with this is it's human and it's natural and we do it all the time. When we're giving God the side eye and we're bitter about what other people have, we miss the beauty that he's got right in front of us. Like, there's a story that he wants to write in your life, and if you would stop looking to the side and measuring yourself against the people around you, you could see the story that he's trying to write, and it's full of beauty, and it's full of goodness, and most importantly, it's full of grace. I just think it's so easy to get bitter about unfairness when we're looking at everybody else and believing that we're better than them, that we're above them, when we're jealous of them. It cuts us off. It cuts us off from relationship with God and with them because it's hard to be in community with people you're jealous of, with people you're bitter at, with people you've decided you're better than. It's hard to connect with people. And you're like, first of all, James is objectively a worse Christian and human than me, and he's getting this, and I'm not getting it. Like, it cuts us off from the life and the beauty and the story God is trying to write. And most importantly, it cuts us off because we forget what a gift it is to be alive. What a gift it is to be saved by a God who's not measuring us based on how good we are, but on how good he is. Who's not ranking us based on how well we perform, but who's loving us just because he is love. Like, we get bitter about unfairness when we forget that we are broken, hopeless, unworthy people. plucked off the highway to hell by a God who was like, I love him, take my life instead. A God who laid down that life for us, but we were still side-eyeing him and rejecting him. You want to know what's not fair? The cross wasn't fair to Jesus or to us. He didn't deserve the suffering. We don't deserve the grace. But the last kingdom doesn't operate on fairness. Grace isn't fair. It's better than fair. Fairness gives people what they earn. Grace gives people what they need. Everything they need. It's not about merit, it's about mercy. Not getting what we deserve, but getting more and better. This generous gift of life and freedom that God's offering every single one of us. And I know, that's unfamiliar to most of us. It just isn't the way any system that we can observe anywhere around us operates. And so it's hard to wrap our minds around. We want to understand grace, but grace is hard to understand. It's not a thing that makes sense. It's an entirely new category where our value is not based on our output, but on God's love. It's not based on our performance, but on his character. It's this whole different kingdom that's not about the survival of the fittest, but about the revival of the fractured. It's a system that doesn't reward the deserving as much as it restores the undeserving. And thank God for that, because that's me. It's us. It's us. And in our culture, we're constantly told you get whatever you earn. The problem, though, is you cannot earn your way back to God. You can't do it. You'll never be able to do enough. And so God in his grace and in his love gives us enough. He earned for us what we cannot earn on our own, which means we don't have to beat our brains out striving anymore. I'm just convinced so many of us are living life desperately trying to climb a ladder that Jesus already knocked over. You don't have to compete for or earn something you've already been given. And so today, I just want to challenge you to stop believing that who you are and whether you're lovable and whether you're worthy is based on you earning every inch.